There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not feed ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay? So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we're sweeping, we're cutting, we're moving all the way. We coming, we're coming. As we coming, we're sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, stick. We're coming. We coming.
Hello there. How are you today? Today is Sunday. You can hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, please. If you can hear me, let me see. Let me make sure I can hear myself too. Let me go to my Facebook page.
Help all of us make the right decisions.
Okay. Make sure I can hear myself. Okay, good. I'm on live. Okay, guys, how are you today? This is Sunday. I hope you're doing good. This is the platform where you find little people that listen, but the message is going through and it's resonating, and people are hearing it around the world. If you don't believe it, it's up to you. It's not how many people watch me live, but it's how many people get the message. So, another brand new week. I wish you got the best. Another brand new week, another politics. Every little time we have, we will speak out. If you don't want to listen, just look and pass by. But I am motivated by you, especially those of you who listen. Whether you don't support my ideas or not, but I support because of you, I have that strength and zeal to come up here sometime to speak. And whenever I have that little time, and I enjoy doing it. I'm not 100%, but I enjoy myself doing it. And because you watch me and you support it, that is why I continue to do it. But I love my country, Liberia, and I know you love Liberia too. We might not be on the same side, but you love Liberia. It is your right. You love your country, and that's a good thing. It's good to be a patriot. When you're a patriot, you feel good about yourself. Yeah, you feel so fine. You feel good about yourself. So I want to say thank you very much, guys, and share this video. Share it. All you can do for me, and I see 12% watching. I see 19. What you do, just put it on your page. Whoever watch it, fine. Who don't watch it, fine. Or you give it to somebody else. Because sometimes you might not like it. And even if you don't support what I'm saying, just share it. That's the only thing you can do for me. That's the only good thing you can do for me. But we'll be talking on a lot of things. This is a new week, and so open mic. I watch SKTV, and I enjoy the interview with Ability. And I say these things all the time. If you don't tell your story, if you refuse to tell your story, the people will tell it for you. People will explain it the way they want to explain it. But if you don't, trust me. But if you do, it will resonate and people will understand. You know, everything Billy said today, it was not strange to me. It was not something that I don't know. Like football, I follow football for a long time and I still love soccer, but I'm not a fan of the European teams anymore. I just watch them once in a while, like how do people glue to it. FIFA can never be sued. I've said it before, but people don't believe it. FIFA handle their own cases. The other time America went after FIFA and they arrested some people, they do whatsoever because you see the US dollar is powerful. FIFA does business with American dollars. So America can go anywhere and stop you from using the money or they say some corrupt act. But you can't sue FIFA. Even in Liberia, you can't sue LFA. If you take LFA to court, it won't go anywhere. But that's a law in FIFA and all FA that football matters do not go to court. FIFA has its own body that go through these things. So what Bility were going through with FIFA were just with us. You can sue FIFA. You can go in there, you talk and whatsoever. And you know, Bility strikes something, and sometimes it's good to tell people what you want. Sekou asked Bility a question. Sekou asked Bility, he said, what your worth? How much you worth? He said, I'll be honest with you, I worth $50 million. He said, I worth $50 million, including my assets and whatsoever, my houses in America, my real estate business and whatsoever. And they asked him about commies, about this framework. He said it's sad that Liberians will listen or why they have to lie on Mr. Cummings. And he said, I will be honest with you guys. Mr. Cummings did not touch or do anything with this document. And this is something I've been saying over and over. If anybody can bear me witness, I think I'm one of the few who try the best to explain the framework, to explain it. But you see, in Liberia, politics is so dirty until even those who went to school to do political science is not dirty like that. Like Mo Ali, who is the number one, he going around lying about this document. We all aware that this document never saw the daylight, the first document. This document, the Liberian people rejected this document before the lawyers came in. They all agreed to make this document so strong and tough that Liberians will believe and trust the CPP. But yet and still, Bernard Ure then turned around and lied. Today, an innocent man, the crime that he committed in Liberia because he decided to run for president. The crime he's committed in Liberia today because he decided that I want to run for president. Because they were afraid to go through primary. That it should be they are the next. You know who I'm disappointed in? My disappointment is in Ambassador Boaka. When will Ambassador Boaka stand up and say enough is enough? When will Ambassador Boaka speak the truth because he wants to be president? I can remember when Wilma Pay and others went after Ellen Johnson on her birthday. Ambassador Boaka stood by and said nothing about the woman he worked for 12 years. Forget she never supported him. I'm not a fan of Ellen Johnson. But Ambassador Boaka stood by and acted as if he never heard it. When Bernard Ure decided, there's a text where Ambassador Boaka texts Mr. Cummings and said, thank you. But Mr. Boaka cannot come up and look in Bernard Ure's face and say, Bernard, you know this is not true. But because Bouaka want to be president of Liberia, he pretend and rather see, he's a deacon in his church, but he rather see a good man going down because he want to be president. To all of you, if you're a Bouaka fan or supporter and you watching me today, the truth is the truth. Women Pay and others insulted Ellie on her birthday. Ambassador Bouaka never said nothing. Ambassador Bouaka, I thought he could be like John McCain. When the lady said that Barack was a Muslim or terrorist, and he took that microphone and said, no, that's not true. Why would Ambassador Bouaka sit there and know within himself all these things they say about Cummings is lies, lies, lies? But he think when they take Cummings out of the race, he will be the next one. When they take Cummings, that means he don't have no competition anymore. You are lying, Ambassador Bouaka. You are lying, and they're going to catch up with you. We all say this, oh man, have wisdom, wisdom. Where is the wisdom? Where is the wisdom? Or document that you are aware of. Every time they talk about this document from NEC, none of the political party have ever put up a statement say, oh, the document with NEC is not true, apart from Bernard Ure. Liberty Party, UP never put up a statement and say, yes, it's not true. That's not a real document. When they all went together and told the Liberian people that this document here is the document we will stand by, Mr. Bouaka is sitting by saying nothing. But Mr. Bouaka, don't be careful. He will be the one to take the disgrace on that case. He will be the one to testify, and he will be disgraced. And that will be the end of his long time journey that he got to be president of Liberia, because he's suffering from the entitlement syndrome. And nothing to prove, but the Liberian people owe him. The Liberian people owe him that he must be president. So no other person can be president. Only Mr. Bouaka, he's the next in line. And still cannot show us what he have done. And when will Mr. Bouaka be a man to listen to his conscience instead of listening to people? When will President Bouaka stand like a patriot and speak the truth and stop pretending? When will Ambassador Bouaka look in the eyes of President Weah and say, listen, you are not doing the right thing, President Weah? When? When it will ever happen? But you think that you're entitled to it because Joshua is blundering, so the next person in line is supposed to be Ambassador Bouaka. You are wrong. The Liberian people will not accept it. This coming election will be between George Weah and another candidate excluding Ambassador Weah. And guys, the CPP is still together. The CPP is still strong. With the Liberty Party and the ANC, I think they're stronger than before. When you hear people saying that, and I'd rather get small members and strong than to get large members and don't work for them. ALP, Unity Party, they can go. But they should understand they should do the right thing to get out. You can't divorce your woman and you think that we're all going to court. That means it's all fine. No, you can't. You got to get that clearance from the court. You got to have that clearance from the court. You know, they just put another alliance together. And Larry Togba is the chairman for that alliance. The guy from Bopolo, another county politics. I respect him. That's his right to align with anyone. He's a progressive, good. But do you think Liberians worry about progressive? Are you think we worry about them? No. That's another group who believe that they are the answer, but they failed before. They failed in it before they had the opportunity, and they failed, and they came out and started the whole rigmarole. So, but thank God that Liberians' eyes are open. The new Liberians are much better. They're understanding it. They're understanding it. And I want to say this again. I'm not going to stay here too long. But there are a lot of things. Let me show you guys something. And some of the texts that came from. And another thing, I know some people like to talk about the Serena Cephas nonsense. Because Cephas was so embarrassed, that is why he did doing what he did, continue to do anyway. Just imagine on June 22nd, 2020, at 2:01, the CPP National Advisory Council chat room was created by Alexander Cummings. It included all the 4 political parties. So that is when that chat room was created. Okay. After all that, let me show you. I want to just pick one out concerning Mr. Newman Boaka. Just imagine it was on that same day, in that same June, Cummings text, I will be in touch with each party chair to ensure we meet these dates. Thanks in advance. So Cummings have been behind these people over and over, and they're communicating, they're talking to each other. On June 27 at 9:13, 25 seconds a.m., Theodore Momo, the guy who's testifying now, the one who's on trial now, who's on the stand, not on trial, but who's the witness, he texts Mr. Cummings. In response, Theodore Momo responded, thank you, noted, after Mr. Cummings sent a text. He said, thank you. On the same day, Darius Dillon responded with 3 prayer hands. Thank you, sir. On June 28, 2020, at 8:58 p.m., Joseph Newman Boaka text, Mr. Chairman, the Secretariat is very critical now for information dissemination and the involvement of our party officials and actors to act within time, or NEC will use this against us. He advised Mr. Commissioner, against us. There must be point person to make sure things are done timely. After Mr. Cummings sent there and said, I will inform you, he even advised Mr. Cummings that we got to get somebody to make sure that the thing is on time, because they want to hold it against us to register. And they were delaying. On the 29th, 2020, at 3:26 p.m., Cummings text, colleagues, yesterday was the due date. Listen, he reminded them again. He said, yesterday was the due date for any proposed changes to the framework for each party. It is urgent, guys, that we submit the FA, the framework, and the resolution from each party to NEC on Friday as agreed. Unless we are satisfied, our by-election candidates cannot be registered as CPP candidate. Please comply with the deadline. This is Mr. Commissioner. Guys, please, if we do not register, these guys will not be registered as CPP candidate. That means you have to go on your own. Yeah. On the same day, Theodore Momo responded, true. The ALP is working hard at it. The ALP, I don't remember the chairman, and the man who say he ain't get no document. The man who say, I never touch it. I don't do this, I don't do that, I didn't see it. He the one responded to Mr. Comiso and say, true, Mr. Chairman. The ALP is working on it to give it to you. On June 30th, 2020 at 2:02 p.m., Commis text, colleagues, I will be setting up a Zoom call for tomorrow evening. We need to agree and finalize the senatorial candidate selection process. Also, a reminder to please complete your framework agreement resolution so we can file on Monday. It is absolutely critical that all parties please comply. We are cutting things very close. If you have any proposed changes, let's discuss it tomorrow night. Thanks. On the same day, Theodore Momo responded, note. That means I accept it, Mr. Chairman. On July 1st at 7:19:23 a.m., Murai Yakuda sent out the Zoom invite for 7 p.m. On the same day at 7:25:56 a.m., Communist text agenda, moment of silence, each party to provide status update on the FA resolution, county by election selection process, and next step, other business, closing prayer. On July 7th at 2:04:57 p.m., Communist text, colleagues, I hope this meets all of you well, safe. A quick update since our last Zoom call. We have received resolution on the FA from all parties. He texted them. He confirming it. He said, yes, I received resolution on the framework agreement from all parties with only one remaining to be notarized. We have a commitment that it will be done today. One of them, they say, okay, Heritage found that only one more remaining. We, through Mo Ali, will be done. Through Mo Ali, that Mo Ali now, he will go around. Will be coming to each, okay, yeah. Mo Ali will be coming to each of the PL, that political leaders, for your signature on the, listen to it, listen to this. This is what they send out. Mo Ali, he's just a criminal. I would distance myself from him. He's a mulatto man, he's a criminal. I distance myself from him. I distance myself. We, that means a group or collective, Mo Ali in the parentheses, will be coming to each of the political leader for your signature on the final framework agreement. With that, and the resolution will be filed. We'll be filing for the CPP certification tomorrow with the NEC. Tomorrow, that means the following day. The first meeting of the VPS Senatorial Selection Committee is scheduled for 2 p.m. today. They will be charged with expeditiously finalizing the candidate selection process. As you recall, 8 counties were agreed and they will finalize the remaining 7 by using the process outlined in the framework, VPS, primary, etc. I will share with you the recommendations, but please be assured we will push them to move with urgency. You're listening to this thing. These are all text messages. That's the one that Serenius Cephas removed from the evidence. Where they tell him, Mr. Cummings, thank you. Then let me go all the way to the end. On the same day, Steve Zago responded, noted, and thank you so much. On the same day, Theodore Momo, the guy who is standing on trial right now, who's the witness right now, the national chairperson shall be signing the FA as well. That the question he asked me to come in. The national chairperson will be signing too as well. On the same day, Cummings replied, yes, I believe they should. We will try to coordinate all the signature so we can file tomorrow. On the same day, Musa Belete wrote, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. On the same day, Yombli Kanga Lawrence wrote, thanks, and added a prayer hand. On the same day, Hassan Kia Zulu wrote, thanks, Mr. Cummings. On the same day, Joseph Papa Kole wrote, thanks, Mr. Chairman. On July 8, 2020 at 2:45 11 a.m., Larry Yonkwe wrote, kudos to you, Mr. Chairman. On July 9 at 1:27:20 p.m., Cummings posted final CPP framework document PDF on the same day at 1:28:18 p.m. Cummings text, for your information, the final copy of our CPP-FA. On the same day, Theodore Momo responded, thanks. That the man who said he received it, Theodore Momo, who led the charge, who sued Mr. Cummings. This is the man who said after Mr. Cummings posted a document, he said, thanks, Mr. Cummings. On July 13, Cummings text, colleagues, I have forwarded committee recommendation from the Secretariat and approved by the NEC. We need each party to recommend names for the party designated slot. If helpful, we can host a Zoom call on Wednesday to answer any question you may have, or please forward your names through your representative to the Secretariat. Let me know that you prefer. Thanks. On the same day, Musa Belete wrote, thanks, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Chairman, good progress. On the same day, Joseph Boaka wrote, thanks, Mr. Chair, we are moving. On the same day, Joseph Papa Kole wrote, good morning, Mr. Chair, thanks for the information. On the same day, at 7:36:25 a.m., Hassan Kia Zulu wrote, thanks very so good, Mr. Chairman Cummings. On the same day, Cummings wrote, colleagues, I hope this meeting everyone well and staying saga. I have forwarded the statement we want to issue just to clarify where we are with the senatorial selection progress. It is for transparency. After the man make sure he distributed everything to them just for transparency. He did it. And he also informed them, transparent, partisan, and the public. It is consistent with what we agree at our last National Advisory Committee meeting. On the same day at 10:46:40 a.m., Yombli Kanga wrote, good job, Mr. Cummings. You see that? So you tell me, all these people who say Mr. Cummings lie, Mr. Cummings lie, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings, that the text. That the text that the one Serena Cephas removed. Oh, we can listen to that one there. But what he should have done, remove it first and give them copy. But what he did, he gave, because these text messages was given to him by Benina Uri. It was turned over by Benina Uri. But let Benina Uri to him go through it. He just gave it to them. So when you read these texts, when you read these messages, you understand that everything these guys are doing are all bunch of lies. We never received it. We never accepted this. We never did this. Mo Ali went around. Oh, we sending Mo Ali to you guys to get the signature to put it in alphabetical order. Because the first one, the signature was they put it in a way according to the age of the party or whatsoever. Amen, Liberian people, man. Then you won't tell me Joseph Newman Boaka. Even if you want to run and forget about Mr. Cummings, forget about Mr. Cummings. You won't tell me that you that wicked. Joseph Newman Boaka, are you that wicked because you believe that when they can take Cummings from the race, that means you stand a chance? You don't stand a chance. If they take Cummings from the race, you still don't stand a chance. You still don't stand a chance. Now, apple juice. If you take Cummings out of the race, you still do not stand a chance of winning. Of winning. Eh? So, my people, we can't get a leader. Mr. Boaka is out of this race. Let me be honest with you. Until somebody else can get in the race, but this race is between George Weah and Alex Cummings. I'll be honest with you, whether you like it or not. Joseph Newman Boaka can join 32 different communities or organizations or parties. The race is over as long as Mr. Boaka is heading any group. So those of you who join Mr. Boaka, you know different. Because you don't trust yourself. You think you can ride on Mr. Boaka. You think you can ride on Joseph Newman Boaka to be president and you eat your own. You're wasting your time. It is time that we stand up. When we said our problem is leadership problem, that is one of the leadership problem right there. Our problem is not just the citizen. Our problem is governance. Our problem in Liberia is governance, my people. When you get bad government, bad governance, all these things happen. All these things happen. Today, I see people accusing Ellen Johnson because Ellen Johnson criticized the government about the airport dark. Yes, she lied. No, the airport's dark. There's light in the country. No. Any left light there? Yes, there was light at the airport. Whether it was a generator, there was a light when they took over. And in fact, who rededicated the airport again? George Weah. So when you guys want to play blame, Ellen gave the country to you. It was a responsibility to go and audit Ellen. You go and audit her. If you think that she did the wrong thing, audit her. But you can't audit Ellen. George Weah would never audit Ellen because George Weah's hands is in the cookie jar from the Ellen time. The money that CDC used to run the campaign, it came from Ellen Johnson, party and place. So Ellen Johnson got out of it. George Weah never. Everybody thought our President Weah was playing fool to gain wisdom, but the government never went after it. So y'all stop crying. Y'all shouldn't be in sympathy with CDC. Do not be in sympathy with CDC talking about Ellen Johnson not supposed to talk. No, they're supposed to be ashamed of themselves. Like this guy posted, Jethro Cole, Emmanuel Cole. Ellen should be ashamed. No, you, Jethro, and Benna Ure should be ashamed of yourselves to support, to work for George Weah and damage the CPP. Mr. Ure, Jethro, Emmanuel Cole, they all need to be ashamed of themselves because right now they are working for President Weah. So don't pretend like you want to stay on the side of President Weah. Don't pretend. Let me clear my camera small. So let us start pretending as if Ellen did anything wrong. It was George Weah administration who's supposed to see to it that the government he took over from should be audited. But he never did it. And the next government that will come in will not jump over George Weah and audit Ellen. Guys, this smartness here is not for people who you expect the next government to bypass George Weah and audit Ellen. No. They will go after this government. And then if anything going to happen individually or whatsoever, fine. Because if you jump over George Weah and go to Ellen, it's witch hunt. It's witch hunt. It's almost like The next government come in and they say we're going to order the people from charter administration. What sense it make? What sense it make? Eddie said the truth. Ellie never turned over a bad government. Whether the people stole honor Ellie or not, Ellie never turned over a bad government, as far as we're concerned. Because George Weah gave Ellie 80% perfect for any government. He gave Ellie an 80% right. Ellie was 80%. So what are they crying for? Why are they crying for? This government is terrible, my people. Let's be honest. This government is not doing nothing for us to re-elect them. The George Weah government is doing nothing for us to re-elect them. Despite of what they're doing, even if they were going to the way people suffering, you see a vice versa. We say, oh, Ellie, oh, this and that. But right now, the corruption that is in the country, you can see it is clear, it's glaring. Handful of people are getting richer every day. And let me say this to you. Look, seditions, your own people, you're not supposed to say, care your own baby. You can jump, you can go and connive or combine with 6 other parties that nobody know about. You still will not win election in Liberia. You still, Liberians are not stupid people. The common sedition will vote against President Weah and the CDC for what they're doing. You can take all the government money and the resources and turn it. And let me say this. We advising you, do not allow power to overpower you. The world is a different place. Liberians are different people, President Weah. They are not the same. You try your best. You try. You can't do nothing better than that. There is nothing better that President Weah can do than what he's doing right now. Nothing. And why anybody who will say they want to re-elect George Weah, 2 things. Either you're a crook, you part of the situation, or you don't know. Or you don't know. Most of the countries around the world, excluding the dictators and whatsoever who made themselves lifetime president, when they gave you 2 terms, the first term is always the people giving it to you. That means they don't know you, they don't know your work ethics, they don't know how good your leadership are. They give it to you. Whenever you win a second term, it's on you. Your performance will be on you. So President Weah paving little feeder road that he met already, the project was already going on. Government continues. President Weah putting markets around the country. We've been having markets before. We have markets before. Still, all the market people don't live in that one place. They all live in different places. That's his responsibility. If it's part of the agenda, fine. But what about the security of Liberia? This government have never prosecuted or arrested one killer. They have not sent no murderer to jail. We have not seen the killer for Matthew Ennis, the auditors, and all these other people who have been raping people, children, killing, carrying on Rachel Lisa killing, and all kinds of things. Nobody said the government is the one that doing it, but it's the government responsibility to protect its citizens. Guys, this is not no rocket scientist. Then you guys will sit here and try to make it look as if we shouldn't hold the government accountable. For what reason? For what reason we shouldn't hold the government accountable? I will be out of here 5:55. I got a 6 o'clock meeting. So tell me, there's no way this government can never deliver again. It's done. It's over. Capuche. There's a parable that said, you chase a black car in the day. You don't see that in the day you find it. This president cannot even handle Monrovia because that's why he's been sitting all the time. Monrovia that Liberia will take care of? No. There's no law and order. No justice for the poor man. The raping, the killing, the stealing, the corruption is so high. Now the government is going around bribing people. And still, this president don't realize that he still got a big division within the country. This president went to Dubai. I watched the tape. He went to Dubai. They said the president took off his busy schedule to meet with the Liberian community. Man, people, oh, y'all tell me something today. This president did the same thing in Liberia. They said they met with the Liberians from diaspora. It was all sedition. In Dubai, this guy, Sheriff came. Sheriff is a sedition. Sheriff, if they say that's a Liberian community with 7%, I think what, 8 or 10, then what the hell you get Liberian community for? They all live in the same house? Are they all living in the same place? Sheriff is a sedition. And let me tell you how you will notice, even if he didn't call his name as a sedition, but he's a sedition. When you listen to a sedition addressing President Weah, they would say, and His Excellency, Doctor, they will call it two doctors, and they call it two things before they call his name. Then this guy introduced the president of the Liberian community, the vice chair, the CDC chairman. What CDC got to do with that again? What this one got to do with politics? This other person, this other person, this other person. When people, we're just making fun out of our president. We're making fun out of our own country. Like they came here the other day. Nathaniel Maggie made it clear, when you steal, you must help your friend then too. Your own president here, you mean like that the one going you're talking to. And you know what I noticed about them? I've not seen no government official or politician in the George Weah government to really criticize Mr. Cummings. They're doing it through the other guys. The CDC government is going after Mr. Cummings through Bernard Ure. And the other fool here call himself a solicitor general. It's not that he don't know the law. He knows the law very well. But he tried to be a PRO. He tried to use some sarcastic remarks and thinking that we will be distracted. You understand? They tried to put Mr. Cummings in jail. Oh yeah, Mr. Cummings will go to jail. And you Liberian people, some of y'all don't even know. It can never stop Mr. Cummings. The crime is a misdemeanor. It can't stop Mr. Cummings from getting on the ballot. And Mr. Cummings going to jail, it still will not stop Mr. Cummings from running. But because you think that you will put, it's so shameful when we're talking about corruption. We're talking about people stealing. He say, yes, he fingered a document. He tried to make a document too hard for a friend and not to go. If Mr. Cummings is the one who really put that thing in our document, Mr. Cummings, you're too smart. You're smarter than all the corrupt people that were in our group. Because they always like to leave room. They always love plan B. Liberians, politicians love. So their plan B catch up with them this time around. That clause was recommended by Bernard Ure. Then the lawyer asked them, y'all want us to do X, Y, Z? Yes, we want it here strong that nobody, so the Liberian people will believe in us this time. The Liberian people will believe in us this time around. That is why we want it in there. But when the shit hit the fence, and they know that they cannot beat Mr. Cummings, and they know that they cannot wrap around Mr. Cummings with a corrupt attitude, they decided to say, let's go with Bernard Ure. Let's go with Joe Barker. And look what happened to Yombly today. Yombly is parading like a stray dog and no party. She and the others. Instead of them staying in the party and pay the dues, no, she won't be vice president. She won't be vice president. She can't even protect her own party. She can't even do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this. Those of you who think that, oh yes, Musa Belete, yes, if Musa Belete and Mr. Cummings want to carry Musa Belete, I will support them. Let me tell you the real truth. Anybody Mr. Cummings carry, I will support them. I will. Any it can be Muslim, it can be Mandingo, whatsoever, I Munel Kishe will support. The only time I will not support Mr. Cummings if Mr. Cummings carry Joseph Newman Boaka. or Mr. Boaga carry Mr. Cummings, I'm out of it. It's clear. I'm out of it. But Cummings, ability, I will support it. Cummings, Stanton Waterspoon, I will support it. Cummings, Kishen, I will support it. Cummings, Yagbabulo, I will support it. Cummings, Wia, I will support it. Cummings, J. Boaga, forget it. I'm out. I'm out. Anyone, Mandingo, whatsoever, I will support it. But I believe that Mr. Cummings is the best man. Mr. Cummings is the guy who nobody can push around. Mr. Cummings is the guy who will look in a minister's face and fire you if you misbehave, if you steal from the government, and they will prosecute you. Mr. Cummings is the only man who will look at you and say, you know, we got to let you go because you're not doing the right thing. Mr. Cummings is the only man that can instill discipline. Look at his life. Look how he work. Look how he go to places. Look at Cummings, how he go to places. The time, he's punctual, he goes on time, he do everything according to schedule. So you see, if your father is a disciplined man, the children will walk the fine line. If the president is earnest and try to do the best thing, all the corrupt officials will follow through. But President Weah, looking at everybody doing what they want to do, he himself, he did his own. He built all his houses. He got everything. He put more houses down there, even the government itself. That, oh, when we finish our thing, then we start working for Librarian. Quit to forget. Librarian, we cannot forget it, Mr. President. We will not forget. You never did it before. You never had it before. If you want us to be convinced, Mr. President, declare your asset. Let us go back and investigate it. Declare your asset. Let me go back to Newman Boaga. Joseph Newman Boaga, he's a deceitful old man. He sat back and send the trouble and don't say nothing. He did it to Ellen Johnson. He did it to Mr. Cummings with his chief surrogate insulting Cummings, and he never said a word. Wilmer Pay and others insulted Ellen Johnson. He never said a word. He pretended. Now he's doing it today again because of presidency, because he's running for president and cannot even call Bernard Ure to check. The fixer had now turned to be the follower. The Librarian will not elect you, Mr. Boaga. The Librarian will not elect you. Don't worry. The Librarian will not elect you. They either keep George Weah or they move forward. They're not going backward. The people voted for change. And for George Weah, his own people vote against him. Let them get new guy running against President Weah and see. And see. The international community, look, we are third world country, we are beggars, and people will help us. But the fact of the matter here, George Weah and the CDC government should know you can fight great America. When you want to fight America, you got to start begging them. But you don't get no choice. And if you try to disrespect America, America can isolate you from the rest of the world, you finish. Yep, you finish. So my people, Alex Cummings is our next president. Alex Cummings is our next president. And whatever you say, you can go up. We know that one party will not make it. We got in our corner, Liberty Party. We will stand with Liberty Party. Liberty Party will stand with us. We will bring other people in. We will bring other parties in. Other Liberians will be there. We are allies. Musa Belete is our ally. He's a farm man, whether you're lucky or not. Whether you're lucky, you're in lucky. For me, I can do my own research, and I was so happy to do when Belete was clarifying some issues. You see, Belete challenged you. He had never been convicted in Liberia one day. All the things that they say, you can, a man found guilty is found guilty by the competent court of jurisdiction, not just to say about war. Maybe in a public opinion court, okay, that way I say he's a criminal, this and that. The man ate Ebola money. How much the money? 50,000. Then the man put his own $20,000 there and distribute it. Hey, Liberian people, yeah. And all the things, nobody can prove nothing. FIFA also wrote the man, and said that FIFA owe you some money. FIFA owe you some money. Eh? So tell me now. Tell me. FIFA owe you some money. The man got a letter, but every day will be on Musa ability. And I did some research in Nima County, and I was surprised he talked about it today. I spoke to some people, and I will be on a local radio station tomorrow in Tapeta. And this boy told me, he said, man, if I tell you the work that Musa Ability doing in Nima County, you won't believe it. Musa Ability doing everything and cleaning the road from market. The man strong in Nima. He's a Nima citizen. And one thing he said today that surprised me, and I was happy about it. He said, I got my wife, she's a Christian. My wife go to church, I go to mosques. My children, my wife is a Christian. I got no problem with that. Liberians will need to get rid of county politics and tribal politics. It will not help us. It will not help us at all. Let us look at everybody as a Liberian. Let us look at everybody as a Liberian. The people from Lofa County, stop it. Now, you're not the type. Get out of it. Get out of it. Not all the Lofians do that, because they get some other Lofian that don't support Mr. Boaga. They get some Lofian that support Mr. Cummings too. But the typical, the hardcore one, like the guy who came on the other day, no matter what you do, and even if Mr. Boaga drop dead today, Lofa County will vote for Tier 1, but will never give, and Lofa will never allow anybody to take over. What's that? What's that? What is that? So, guys, please, let us do the right thing for our country. Ask the necessary question. You are free to support Mr. Boaga. You are free to support Mr. Weah. But let us stop the lies, because it's killing our country. Not because of power. Change is hard. It's hard. If we want good for Liberia, let us for the first time stand up to these people and say, listen, enough is enough. Enough. Nobody can tell me that, President, we are doing good. Nobody can say that. Everybody who went to Liberia spent over a month, they come back with the real truth. Only those who just go to Liberia for 5 days or 2 weeks, carry 5,000 and enjoy themselves and come back, and then they say the country is fine, or they meet President Weah. And the people who say that those who meet President come and tell you the country is good, man, just stop it, man. Please. So, guys, just take it easy. I got other stuff to do. I got a meeting. I love you guys. Y'all have a good day, and God bless you. And let me see the comments here. Sorry if I don't look at the comments, but I think it's much better. And law and order. Yep. Thank you. She's right. That's true, man. Nobody can trust the woman. The woman not do all kind of thing. 200K. Yep. Liberians cannot do the research, but all the. That's true. Liberians, man, would know how to give lies. We're not fair. We're not fair at all. We are tired with these corrupt recycling politicians. Fine, that's truth, man. No more free money. Again. Oh, Dorothy, you back here again. No more free money in Liberia. Who told you that? You get plenty of free money in Liberia. Liberia first and party second. That's truth. Lot of free money in Liberia. Lot of free money in Liberia. Lot. Lot of free money, I tell you. Lot of free. God bless you, Papa. We for Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, making a lot of sense. Yeah. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you. JB is a spineless and hypocrite, man. That's true, man. You know, I started out thinking, I said, but the old man would not even say something. Then I started to go back. I say, with Ellen Johnson, as much I'm now a fan of Ellen, but I remember when Wilmot Pay and Otto went after Ellen, and you won't tell me this old man cannot even say nothing. Yeah, welcome. I know you back. I saw your name long time, Dorothy. Why you travel? You travel? Where you travel at? Uh, Let me read your comment again. I'm back, Mr. Host, to your to listen to your lies, Mr. Truck Driver. Okay. Mm. Thank you, thank you. And Dorothy, at least you are here to listen to my lies, and I know gradually you're changing. You will change gradually. Don't worry. It's something that you will get used to. But I'm happy that you stay following me. You know, so that's a good thing. Lofa, what does his profession have to do with what he's saying? Thank you. The once I'm a truck driver or Julius, that's a good thing. I wish I was a truck driver to make a lot of money because truck drivers make money. Yeah, truck drivers make a lot of money. Truck drivers make a lot of money. That's a good one. Dorothy, you can tell the people who you are. Dorothy, tell the people. It will be good, you know, to have a nice conversation. It will be good to tell the people who you are. So let's see. Lofa Juniors, money, if I make more money in the US as a truck driver, I will not worry about Liberia job. Okay. Damn, Dorothy. But then you contradicting yourself. So people that speak to Liberia, people that talk about Liberia, that mean they're looking for a job. Okay. But can you tell them what you're doing now? So at least. So I know, you know, to be frank, seditions are strange people. They consider themselves daha. Yeah. You Frustration will kill you after 2023 election here in the US. We were here. What? We were here. We were here the news president. We are you are strong. Dorothy, I give up on you now, man. Because you know, sometimes when you're so stupid and wicked at what happened, you say you're writing your post now, you're not paying attention to what you're writing. I'm not saying that you don't know how to write now. I'm not saying that you're not writing, but because of your heart and because of your frustration and your inability to put one and two together, frustration will kill you after. I'm reading your text now. And when you say you now, it going to you because I'm reading the text. Frustration will kill you after 2023 election. You were in the US when George Weah won and you enjoy yourself. But after 2023, trust me, after 2023, you were ready down, man. Maybe your husband working with Joe. I said, who know? Uncle Pete, the man from all the counties. No government is coming in power in Liberia, especially from America. Look at, yeah, when you backward, my man. Tell me. Yeah, when you backward. Lincoln, thank you for the interview. Man, I got to give you a call. Thank you. Thanks the other day. You must have had a nice time. But I will call you, my brother. Thank you very much. Yeah. I enjoy it. Let me see. Y'all keep paying people to do killing in Liberia and think you guys are going to get in power to steal a country money with no development. Damn, my boy, y'all look at Dorothy. Y'all think that picture that the person speaking? Damn it. My people, if they had all the Liberians looking like Dorothy, then they're Liberian trouble for true. They will not say we're paying people to kill people in Liberia. Oh, you guys need to support CDC 2023 and we will support your guys. And I said it the other day, and I was telling somebody, I said, Sedition said that, can you give us one more term, then we'll support you 2029? Because all the seditions believe that the president say it's a law that you must go 2 term, that they believe that you must go 2 term. But it's sad. But you see, when people don't have a real name on Facebook, this person's name is Mongo J Sunshine Chie. Yeah. Let me bring up sedition all again. After 2023, you will know if CDC is done. Watch and see there. You guys will be more than damn it. Man, I'm not going to construct your sentence, but please, I beg you, man, it's better for you not to talk. Because what you're saying was a part of mess. We all make mistakes, but I cannot continue making mistakes over and over and writing part of trash and say I'm posting. Dorita, you see a woman writing? You see this woman, she's smart, and you putting your trash on her or something? Yeah. What? Please do not go there with institute or I will do the same. Thanks. Well, I don't know what she's trying to say. I don't know. Over my dead body that will change from a CDC to criminal parties. Over my dead body. She want to say over my dead body that I will change from CDC to criminal parties. From a CDC. You know, you crack me up, Dorothy. Let me tell the real truth. You just cracking me up. Yes, I am back. Okay. You know, it's so sad that just how the leaders are corrupt, that is how they corrupt too. So, Dorothy, I'm over. I got a meeting 6 o'clock. I gotta go after 6. Guys, bye for now. I got a librarian community meeting I gotta turn to. I gotta do my work on the other side. Bye. Love you guys.